In early 2026, a bride never made it to her destination wedding, not because of weather, not because of overbooking, but because of a single aerosol can buried in her suitcase. A routine check-in turned into flashing alerts, secondary screening, and a full bag search. By the time it was over, her luggage was confiscated, her flight was missed, and the celebration went on without her. And here's the uncomfortable question. Could something just as ordinary derail your trip? Today we're exposing 12 everyday items that airport security flags more than travelers realize. Some seem harmless. Others don't even feel like rules violations. But in 2026, these objects can trigger inspections, delays, confiscations, fines, or outright denial to fly. Checked baggage rules aren't just about aviation safety anymore. They're about protecting your schedule, your money, and your sanity. One careless packing choice, something that takes 5 minutes, can cost you hours at the airport, hundreds in losses, or your entire trip. Security standards are tighter than ever, especially around batteries, liquids, electronics, and anything that looks unfamiliar on a scanner. But here's the part most people miss. It's not always about what's illegal. It's about what looks suspicious. And when something raises a red flag, negotiation isn't part of the process. Confiscation is. So before you zip that suitcase shut, let's make sure you're not unknowingly setting off airport alarms. Aerosols and flammable products top the list. Dry shampoo, hairspray, shaving foam, insect repellent. They feel like basics. But in a pressurized cargo hold, aerosol cans can rupture or ignite. In 2026, security guidelines strictly limit what can be checked. Anything flammable, unlabeled, damaged, or oversized is likely to be pulled. Even travel-sized containers can be flagged if they're unclear or improperly sealed. One traveler lost an entire luxury toiletry kit because a single bottle exceeded limits on the scanner. The safest move is simple. Keep aerosols small, labeled, and in your carry-on whenever possible. Wrapped gifts and hidden packages cause more trouble than you'd expect. A beautifully wrapped present may feel thoughtful, but security doesn't preserve surprises. If an item can't be clearly identified on X-ray, it will be opened, sometimes roughly. One passenger packed a high-end fragrance as a gift. When security inspected the bag, the bottle shattered during the process. To avoid heartbreak, transport gifts unwrapped and protect fragile items properly. You can always wrap them once you arrive. Tools and sharp equipment remain a major issue. Wrenches, box cutters, screwdrivers, drills, even items meant for work raise concerns. One technician lost a costly torque wrench after it was deemed unsafe for transport, despite being packed carefully. Some tools are allowed under strict size and safety limits, but rules vary. Always verify current airline and security guidelines before packing any equipment. Lithium batteries deserve special attention. Cameras, laptops, drones, power banks, they all contain energy-dense cells that can overheat. Large or loose lithium batteries are prohibited in checked baggage due to fire risk. Even batteries under size limits can be confiscated if they're improperly stored or unlabeled. And airline policies differ. What one carrier allows, another may reject. If a battery can be removed, it should travel in your carry-on, properly insulated and clearly identified. Replica weapons and novelty souvenirs have caused full security shutdowns. Fake grenades, toy guns, decorative swords, even plastic versions, are treated as real threats during screening. One souvenir triggered an entire baggage carousel to be halted. If it looks like a weapon on a scanner, it will be treated like one. These items are best avoided entirely, or clearly declared and carried on when permitted. Flammable household items are an automatic no. Cooking sprays, lighter fluid, camping fuel, grill accessories, all banned. Even some nail polish removers qualify if they contain volatile chemicals. Anything pressurized or combustible is considered a serious hazard. If you're unsure, ship it ahead or leave it behind. Food can also be a problem, especially items that leak, ferment, or spoil. Pressure changes at altitude can cause sealed containers to burst. One suitcase ruptured mid-flight due to canned seafood, contaminating surrounding baggage. While food isn't prohibited, airlines won't process bags that create biohazards. If it smells, leaks, or spoils easily, it doesn't belong in checked luggage. Smart luggage is another growing trap. Bags with built-in batteries that can't be removed are increasingly rejected. Embedded lithium cells pose fire risks, and 2026 rules leave little flexibility. If the battery isn't removable, the bag may be denied entirely, forcing last-minute repacking at the airport. Electronics that resemble improvised devices raise alarms. Loose wiring, taped components, custom-built gadgets, harmless to you, suspicious to scanners. Security systems don't recognize intent, only patterns. Poorly packed electronics have triggered evacuations and flight delays. Keep wires organized, separate batteries, and clearly label custom equipment. Alcohol restrictions catch many travelers off guard. High-proof alcohol is flammable and often prohibited beyond specific limits. Duty-free doesn't guarantee approval. Regulations vary by airline and destination, and undeclared alcohol can be confiscated or fined at customs. Always check import rules before flying. Medication without documentation is a serious risk. Unlabeled pills, or injectable medications, can be classified as controlled substances. Travelers have been detained and missed flights due to missing prescriptions. Always carry medicine in original packaging with clear identification. For international travel, bring a copy of your prescription, ideally translated. Finally, valuables never belong in checked luggage. Cash, passports, jewelry, heirlooms, electronics, airlines do not insure them. Theft in cargo handling remains a global issue. If you can't afford to lose it, keep it with you at all times. Before your next trip, follow this survival checklist. Review the banned items list before packing. Check airline-specific rules, especially for batteries and electronics. Research destination laws. Use approved locks. Label your bags clearly. And keep all essentials in your carry-on, always. One final surprise: the most confiscated item last year wasn't a weapon or battery. It was peanut butter. Spreadable items count as liquids. If it spreads, it gets flagged. Airports don't warn you when a small mistake is about to turn into a big one. They don't announce it. There's no sign. It happens quietly, at a scanner, behind a screen, while the clock keeps moving. The travelers who glide through aren't luckier than everyone else. They're simply prepared before they ever leave home. If this video helped you avoid even one delay, one fine, or one ruined trip, then it did its job. Not because rules are scary, but because knowing them gives you back control of your journey. Pack smarter, question assumptions, and remember, the smoothest flights usually begin long before the airport. Until next time, safe travels.